Hey guys, yesterday I did a tweet here on work, and it says here, I bought work the other day on a breakout of the 50-day moving average. Note that earnings are coming on September 8th, and they won't be profitable over the next 2 years, but have growing revenues. I use TC2000 trading software, free trial link here. So I thought I would just talk about work stock today, which is Slack, is the company name. If we go to the stock chart, you can see here that it's been in a big downtrend. And so like I said in other videos, I generally don't purchase. There's a lot of red dots, which is the volatility stop, but basically, it's been flipping back and forth. But you can see here that there was a bit of a rebound here, and then it went down. And then usually what happens a lot of times is when it comes up again, it won't make it really past the previous resistance, at least the first time. And then it just kept declining. So I had this downtrend line drawn here, and I would look for initially a break of that. And so when it broke here recently, the issue was that there's a 50-day moving average right here. So a lot of times that won't, it'll act as resistance. It won't make it past that point. So it's up to you if you decide to get in right in this sort of area here. But once it gets past the 50, that can indicate a good chance, a good opportunity. Sometimes it'll actually come up, and the first time it breaks through, it'll come back and potentially get supported at the 50-day moving average. So you might want to watch. But today is September 1st, and you can see as of this morning in the pre-market, we're up 7.5%. So one nice thing with TC2000 is you can see the pre-market changes here. And if I go to, just a quick thing here, if I go to watch lists and there's this pre-market, I'll only see stocks that are moving, like in the pre-market. Some stocks don't actually open up. They're not available for pre-market purchasing. So this only shows you stocks that are moving in the pre-market. And then for every watch list, you can add your scans to it to filter what you want to see. But so anyway, I just wanted to do a short video on the fact that this breakout, these are situations where, the breakout worked really well. If you were holding this stock, buy and hold type scenario, you'd be down about 29% from the high. So that can be pretty painful. And so there's scenarios where you have this downtrend, it breaks, and sometimes the lines are horizontal. There's a bit of a flat period. So if you're seeing it coming like this and not really breaking through, you might want to draw a horizontal line and wait for a break. So you can see here where it started to break through. But then when it goes parabolic, you have a earnings report. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. In June, I put June 4th here at some point. And so the stock went kind of parabolic, and then it sold off on June 4th when the earnings came. And ever since then, it's been a pretty bad scenario here. So you can see on TC2000 that it shows you the earnings date. I put this on the top menu here, and it says September 8th. So we're at the 1st. So in a week, it's going to have earnings. So you might take what happened before, as a learning experience that you don't necessarily want to hold it through earnings. Like it's a bit of a gamble. So I don't like to gamble. you sometimes will miss out if it's great, or if something happens. Doesn't have to be earnings, but if some announcement's made at the earnings date, you know, the thing can go crazy. But it can also go down a lot. You can see here, it went down, and then the next day it was a huge gap down. So that happens overnight from here all the way down to there. So when I see gaps, a very parabolic move, you probably want to think about selling. And what you could do is put stop loss a bit higher up here. So you could move to a shorter, well, there's, you know, you could put the stop here where on a daily chart, but if you go, you know, 4 hours or hourly, and sort of keep it a bit tight at this point, because when this type of thing happens, it tends to come down. So I noticed that stocks a lot of times will go up prior to earnings, and then they'll drop. So that's, people call that buy the rumor, sell the news. So sell the news means once the earnings comes out, people sell. And so it's up to you. But on the other hand, like I'll just show you quickly, Zoom Video came out with a great report. So you can see up here, August 31st. So that was yesterday. And now it's up in the morning, 30%, 31%. So you might, you can see here how earnings rose. I mean, the stock price rose up until earnings. So if one option is to sell, you know, this day would be right on the 31st, and then you wait to see what happens. And so you'd miss this scenario. But on the other hand, you can get a big gap down. But Zoom had a really amazing announcement. So that's up to you. But for me, I don't really want to be holding during earnings, because even a good earnings report can cause a sell-off. So anyways, just a discussion about work. And like I said, I had this tweet yesterday. So I'm trying to start sharing on Twitter breakouts of, you know, break of trends. Now, I mentioned in another video that, let's see if I can show something here. Sometimes you can look for so you have this breakout, and then you have a pullback, and so you're looking for a higher low to confirm sort of an uptrend. So sometimes you'll get a breakout and then it'll just fail. So if you jump on that right away, you might, you know, that's fine. It's just a probability situation. But you might want to, some people want to wait for more of a confirmed uptrend. So if you actually look here, this has just gone straight up. It's not really had this confirmed higher low. So, you know, it's not ideal in that sense from a technical perspective. But like I said, it's sort of going up pretty strongly right now in anticipation of earnings. And I think that you'd have to look into what is expected. But this stock is a little bit worrisome in the sense that Microsoft has a product called Teams, and so there's been that competitive aspect to it. So anyways, just thought I'd show you that how I do it with the breakouts and the technical analysis, and that one is working really well. Talk to you guys later.